Hello, how you guys doing? What's up? Welcome to the messy sweet spot. When I tell y'all, we have some stuff to talk about. Y'all not gonna believe this. And shout out to the introvert star. Man, when I tell you that brother know how to investigate and get to the bottom of this, honey, y'all gotta watch this video. Stone is speaking on this video and he's calling everybody out that was in that van. And the introvert star, he got photos of every single person that was in that van. When I tell you they are not messing around, they're going to get to the bottom of this. They said Lethal is about to go to jail. Yes, he's about to go to jail because he was a part of the setup of taking out Angie Stone. Yes, it is a lot going on. So I want us to react to the introvert star video. Angie Stone death was a setup. And I believe him. I believe him. Let's hear. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot.
It's about us putting enough attention on this until we get justice for her passing. Do y'all understand that? I can't gain nothing off of this. Angie is gone, but in her legacy and memory, I can do exactly what I'm doing, what she would have wanted me to do. This is about her kids getting justice for their mother passing. And I'm actually appalled, to be honest, because there's so many people in the middle of our circle that don't want to talk. There's so many celebrities that haven't said one word. So many celebrities that have not said justice for Angie Stone. Nobody's standing up with a flag up doing what I'm doing. Besides Tyler Perry wanting to get to the bottom of this. Where are all our celebrities, man? Where are all the people she wrote, produced for? Where are all the people she helped? Can nobody get on a video?
Ooh, he sure right. And let me tell you where they at, Stone. They are in cahoots with the elites, okay? And the elite, they got video footages of all their wrongdoings, okay? And if they talk, they get out of hand, they're going to get taken out too. Either they're scared or they have been compromised or they're down with it too. They probably happy that Angie Stone is gone, okay? So that's what it is. Ain't no friends in this game, Stone. Let's go.
And just say, I love Angie, I want justice. How hard is that to say? Why does it seem like everybody is scared to speak up? They said, no, we didn't hire another attorney, but everybody in the band, they have attorneys now. They signed the next day. So there's a non-disclosure agreement. This is why nobody is speaking. The next day after the accident, everybody in that van signed an agreement not to speak because they have attorneys. So they can't speak. So y'all wonder why nobody's spoken? Why you ain't seeing nobody in the band speaking? They have attorneys.
And look, that's Stone Paxton. That's the dude that was helping Angie Stone get her royalties back. That's the dude that was helping Angie Stone to get that gig in Las Vegas. So go subscribe to his YouTube channel. He has a lot of information. So you telling me these people signed an NDA, but you have to sit back and think.
Well, I gotta say, go subscribe to Introvert Star YouTube channel. Go subscribe to Stone Paxton YouTube channel. Okay, let's go.
And use your common sense. Ever since March 1st, we haven't had no real investigation on this case. We haven't had no professional photos of the accident. We haven't had no interviews from the people that was in the van. We haven't even heard from the truck driver or the trucking company. And I know why, because everyone in that van that day knew that Angie Stone was gonna die. And see, this the cold part. Remember the lady on TikTok?
Ooh, did y'all hear what that brother said? Did you where my fan? Did you hear what the introvert star said? He said everybody in that van was in on Angie Stone's death. He said everybody in that van knew Angie Stone was going to die. When I tell you that is a ritual, that is a sacrifice, they all did the ritual to sacrifice her, okay? They said in that van, Angie was screaming, begging for her life, y'all. Please, please slow down. And the demon, he was on demon time. The driver, Lethal Carter, they said he was on that stuff. He was drinking real bad. He was on that stuff. And he turned around and was cussing at her and yucking the goddamn van like he was demonic, girl. And people feel like maybe he was on something. Maybe he was demonically possessed because energies are real. And you know, Angie Stone said it was a dark, deep, demonic energy that was coming after her. And that demon got inside that driver because he was under all them drugs and that alcohol, and he was willing to be a vessel for the demon to get inside him. And then that's when he started rocking crazy. And Angie did not know the demon was driving her. And then all the signs were there because they were in a van called the Elite Transportation. Angie always demonized elite. So he made sure, the demon, that, oh, you gonna die in this elite transportation service, okay, by Lethal. The police report, they are saying that Lethal, he cannot account for 2 hours. He said he don't know what the fuck happened. People's like, how can that make sense? Because he was demon possessed by the dark energies. These are spirituals out here. She said it was spiritual, okay, but let's keep on going. Let's keep going. Come on, hit that like. All right, let's go.
TikTok that said that she pulled over and then she went over to help Angie Stone out of the van. Guess what? She wasn't lying. But the part that a lot of people don't know is she did it on purpose. She pulled Angie Stone out of that van once it flipped over on purpose, and she isolated her on purpose away from everybody. So that truck hit Angie Stone and the truck hit the van. Everyone else in that van was not hit by the truck. That's the part they not talking about. Because y'all remember they said this, right? The Alabama Highway Patrol said in a news release that the 2021 Benz Sprinter van turned over on Interstate 65 about 4:25 a.m. Saturday. That happened first, before being hit by a 2021 Freightliner Cascadia truck driven by a 33-year-old man from Texas. So like I said, everyone knew the game plan. When that van flipped over, everyone braced themselves and they knew the van was going to flip over. Why you think the van flipped over?
Oh, I'm mad. Ooh, did you hear what Introvert Star said? He said that white woman was in on it too, okay? That's why she was waiting for them in the dark, 4 o'clock in the morning. You know it's dark. What was she doing out there? She said she was taking her daughter to some Sweet 16 bullshit. Lie she tell. She's a demon too. She's a plant too. She was planted in that area because she knew what was going to happen. She had to make sure that Angie Stone was out of here completely. That's why she pulled Angie Stone out the van, and whoever was inside the passenger, because he said that all the passengers knew, and they allowed her to take Angie Stone out that van because they already knew what she was there for. And one of them passengers, I believe, they unbuckled Angie Stone's seatbelt, and they was probably fighting with her during the last moments. I bet her last moments on earth was hell, baby, okay? Then they want to fake and funk it. On her funeral, they made her with a smile. Yeah, they forced that smile on that, trying to make it seem like she died so peacefully. She died happy. Bullshit. She didn't die happy and she didn't die peacefully. That was some stressful. She keep on telling that man to slow down, her heart beating fast, her blood pressure up, goddamn, you know she got diabetes. Okay, she had a horrible death, but they try to put a smile in that casket, right? Trying to make it seem like, oh, she died peacefully. It was just her time to go. She was already done. Ain't that what her best friend Ashton said? Well, she already did everything she could do on this earth. It was her time to go. Who says that? Oh my God. So Courtney, that white girl, honey, she was a part of it too. She is a part of it too. A demonic plant on demon time. Okay, she put Angie Stone in a position so she can be getting taken out of here by that truck. And if you guys heard, honey, they said it is a article, a letter that was written back in March 2024, last year. And this letter had Angie Stone name on it with Angie Stone hot sauce, saying that Angie Stone, death is coming for you. It says that it's going to come by a big rig truck. Okay. And this was written last year. Okay. And then after that, it just got posted online 3 days after her death. Then they posted it, which was a letter that was last year. And then they are saying that they was calling her a dead girl all last year. Remember, dead girl, dead girl, dead girl, dead girl. Words are powerful and words are spiritual. And when you put that in the atmosphere and so many people are calling dead girl, that was another ritual they were doing to her. They did so many rituals with her. When they tried to kill her off with that poison needle, that was another satanic ritual. They were playing in her face. And then they say that her son, he's into a music industry. And guess what? The music industry that her son has signed to, I don't know if he signed to for life, but he signed doing a music video. Look on his Instagram page at the bottom. You see her son, Big Mike, and you see these symbols. And they said that is the devil horn upside down. So that is what he's in business with, honey, okay? And it happened on his birthday. Well, a couple hours after his birthday. Could have been on her birthday because we don't know the time of death that she was dead. All we know is the time and date where she was announced dead. But we don't know the actual time that she was dead. So people are saying it could have been on his birthday. And he's been making a wish and making sacrifices to get into the industry. Honey, it is a lot. And then they said D'Angelo, honey, he's on the down low, and Angie Stone knew his secrets. So was Angie Stone planning to put that in her documentary and he could not have his down low secret shit exposed? So he's been a part of it too. I believe it's a whole organization trying to take Angie Stone down. And you guys know, say Angie. Angie is the angel. Okay, honey, it is so much. Make sure y'all like, comment. I want to know what y'all think about this. Comment. All right, let's continue on. Introvert Star, subscribe to his channel, y'all.
Frankly, at 4:25 a.m. You think that's a coincidence? But this is everyone that was in the van. Lethal Carter driver, he knew Anthony Majors Jr., he knew Ashton Evans, he knew Dante Daly, he knew James Owens, he knew Sheila Hopkins, she knew Sherry Murphy, she knew Sharita Murphy, she knew. They all knew that van was going to flip over at 4:25 a.m. when no one was on the road, so they can just go and sign NDAs the next day. How you go the next day and sign an NDA and Angie Stone was your friend? Y'all was her background singers. Y'all was her musicians, her band members. And
honey, in the industry, they always say to make a sacrifice, it has to be the closest one. It has to be people that care about you, a close one to you, to make a sacrifice because they have to have meaning, okay? So I'm not surprised these so-called friends of hers, all these snakes, did this to her. Mind you, she said that a lot of people she was cutting out because she was a lot of fake people and phony people that was around her, and she still had fake and phony people around her. Multiple people at that funeral said they count countless of fake and phony people at that funeral. Clock that tea. And then her son came out talking about it was so many fake and phony people at that funeral and just has been around. Okay, clock that tea. So, honey, it is a lot. Make sure y'all comment. I want to know what y'all think about this.
Y'all signed the NDA. That tells me everything I need to know. And see, this is another cold part that people don't talk about. Remember Tracy Morgan got hit by the Walmart truck? Yes, the truck was for Walmart, but the driver drove. He was a driver that was employed by CRST, the same truck, the same company that hit Angie Stone, the same company that hit that van. So Tracy Morgan got $95 million. These people trying to get paid. That's why they signed an NDA. That's why they being quiet now, because they put money over speaking up for Angie Stone. Make that make sense. And then I saw this shit. The dude, James Owens, he was also in the van. So about 9-10 days after the accident, he goes to a Toni Braxton concert. She calls him on the stage. He has a neck brace on, and they saying that his collarbone was broken. So I said, okay, let me go to his Instagram account. And I did. And after that concert, He had no neck brace on. He went to the funeral. He had no neck brace on. And I'm like, what? You see the games they play? I'm telling you, when it comes to some people, they will sell their soul for a couple of dollars. They'll do whatever master tells them to do for a couple of $1,000s. I'm telling you, the game is cold. Everyone in that van knew that Angie Stone was going to die that morning. That's why the next day they all signed an NDA. I'm telling you, you can't trust these people, especially in the industry. So people that sign to the industry, our people, don't go in there trusting people, because if you die, all they going to care about is money. They going to sign an NDA, keep their mouth closed when they can talk and speak up and expose this whole operation. And one thing I will say, Stone Paxton was right. These celebrities are cowards. You don't hear none of them speaking up for Angie Stone, what happened in that van. You know we ain't have no investigations. You know that accident was sloppy. You know it was a setup, and you don't hear no celebrities saying anything. They all cowards. But how does it feel that a 95-year-old man controls you, owns your soul? I'm telling you, the game is cold. These people are evil. They knew it was a setup. But you'll hear nobody speaking on Angie Stone's behalf. You got YouTubers that's more worried about Angie Stone. And Angie Stone cared about everybody in the industry. But like I told you, most of these people are controlled and owned by Clive Davis. He owns their soul. And this video her son recently made, it really broke my heart because he said something that was so important. Check this out.
You know, this one time, you know, I wasn't there. And I think that's what hurt. Like, 'cause I always be there. I always be there.
So the only time her son is not with her, because he said he's normally with his mother. When she's on the road, he's normally traveling with his mother. The only time he's not with her, she gets in the accident with 9 people, and she's the only one to be unalive. I'm telling you, bro, you cannot trust these people. That's why I'm going to keep speaking up about this, because like I say, a lot of celebrities ain't going to speak on it. The people in the van the next day signed an NDA. And I ran across this article from an article called The Root, and Tyler Perry said some more real shit. He said, I'm tired of seeing 60, 70, 80-year-old women out on stage performing, and they've been in a business with all these #1 hits. I had one that said to me, well, one day I'll be a millionaire, and had been in the business all these years. Perry explained, it's heartbreaking for me. That's why I took care of Cicely Tyson the last 15 years of her life. And look, I agree. You got people like Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle. These people still have to tour at 80 years old, at 75 years old. Angie Stone was in the first all-female rap group, and she still had to tour in her 60s. Not just tour, she was selling hot sauce, had to sell gift bags. And when she died, around 8 other people, the next day, they signed an NDA. I'm telling you, the game is cold. And I'm always telling y'all on my channel, we have a lot of people in our community that are, I can't say the word, but you know what I mean. We have a lot of these type of people, and everyone who survived that accident, you are because you can tell the truth. You can tell people that it was a setup, but you won't, because you need those gigs. You need those Caucasian connections. You need to keep performing for artists in Hollywood, because if you tell the truth, if you tell everybody it was a setup from the jump, you'll have to go back to that warehouse job. You have to go back to get a 9-to-5. You'll have to go and get a CDL license and drive over the road to make money. But I'm going to tell y'all something, to all 8 of you who survived that accident: Lethal Carter, Anthony Majors Jr., Ashton Evans, Dante Daly, James Owens, Sheila Hopkins, Sherry Murphy, and Sharita Murphy. That NDA won't save y'all. That lump sum of money that Clive Davis promised y'all, you will never receive it. And you have officially signed your soul away to the devil. Once y'all sign those NDAs, you sign your soul away to the devil. Clive Davis never paying y'all. You played yourself. And eventually later on, y'all will tell the truth, but it'll be too late. And all 8 of y'all chose Hollywood over loyalty. Damn. So rest in peace to Angie Stone and to the 8 of you people that was in that van and you survived. Welcome to hell. I'm out.
This is me and my handsome son. We always fussing about. Don't be looking at me because I'm light skinned and you dark skinned. What's up?
Who lighter, me or her? And her face right by the sun. Look at her.
Whatever.